Welcome back to Ranking a Soundtrack, and this time it's another Nintendo 64 game, Chameleon Twist. We're once again following the unofficial Aqualung rules of ranking the soundtrack, and this time I'll only be ranking the 7 level themes. Why 7? Because, of course, level number 1, Jungle Land, has 2 separate themes. So no ranking the main theme, the menu theme, or the different ending themes. And without further ado, let's get on with the ranking. At number 7, Bombland. Now, this one can best be described as pretty generic, and my biggest problem really with it is that there's absolutely no progression whatsoever. It does have a lot of instruments, and you could say therefore it has quite a bit of variety, but even though I am a fan of variety, I do think a song really does need to have some kind of structure, which this doesn't. It just has a whole bunch of noodling going on. And therefore, I have no reservations about having it as the lowest ranked level theme in this ranking. At number 6, Kids Land. Now, Kids Land is also a little bit generic and honestly even a little bit trudgy. However, it does have a nice toyish energy, meaning that it really does fit well into the environment in which it's meant to play. And honestly, I'd like it better than Bombland simply because it actually has a distinct melody and isn't just going in different directions with no direction whatsoever. Still not a great song, but I do think better than Bombland at any rate. Antland. This one has some really good horns and a nice toe-tapping beat. It does put me in a good mood. Again, it does sound a little bit generic, but not nearly as bad as Bombland. Honestly, it has some slight Donkey Kong Country bonus level energy, and that makes me like it a lot more. However, because of its generic nature, I had to put it on the bottom half of the ranking, but easily way better than Bombland and Kids Land at any rate. At number 4, Desert Castle. This one is quite bombastic and has this nice suave Arabian melody going on, and a pretty calm tempo, but I don't think too slow. I do think it fits very well into the environment in which it's intended to play. And my only real criticism for this song, and the reason it can't go higher on the ranking, is the fact that there really is no definitive hook. But out of all the songs up to this point, this one has still the most distinct identity, and has no elements that grade me or make it seem too generic. It's honestly quite nice and fits well into one of my favorite levels overall. At number 3, Ghost Castle. This one has a really fun, spooky energy to it. It has mostly a very playful style, but then during the latter half of the melody cycle, it does go into a slightly mysterious sounding bit, and that's the part that I really like. Also, those spooky string plucks are just really stylish. I guess if I had any complaints with this one, and frankly this doesn't really matter, I kind of wish that it had a slightly more Asian-style flair to it, especially since the Ghost Castle level is very clearly supposed to be a more Japanese-style ghost house than the traditional spooky mansion. But this is easily the best of the tracks so far, so that's why it had to go this high. And at number 2, Jungle Land 2. Now, this song really is just a more restrained version of Jungle Land 1, and you can probably guess from that what is going to be at number 1. Basically, my favorite parts of this song are the flute and drum samples. They sound really crisp, despite the fact that, they've obviously been bit crunched quite a bit for the soundtrack. But honestly, this one just puts me in a good mood. Chameleon Twist really gets off on the right foot with these first few level themes, and because of that, it should not come as any surprise that my number 1 favorite song is number 1, Jungle Land 1. I mean, seriously, this is just super energetic, and I immediately love the way the song gets going in the intro. There's also a very nice tropical feel with those steel drums. It's not quite Monkey Island, but it kind of feels like Monkey Island adjacent, and basically just has a light and fun feeling, which really gets to me. Also, those horn sections sound quite fresh. Like I said already with number 2, this really does kick the game off on a right foot. It gets you pumped up for the adventures you're going to have with these chameleons. No two ways about it, easily deserved number 1 spot. And that was my ranking of Chameleon Twist. Now tell me in the comments, what are your favorite tracks from this game? I'm TheHande, and see you on the next one.